All right, welcome to The Explainer. I'm seriously thrilled you're joining us today. Look, we're going right after a goal that literally every modern creator is chasing right now, demystifying the 2026 YouTube Shorts algorithm. If you're trying to build a sustainable, highly profitable channel these days, you absolutely have to know what's going on under the hood. So we've taken all the latest data, the case studies, the algorithm updates, and synthesized the whole shebang into one focused blueprint. Let's just jump right in. Okay, so let's start with what is easily the most common and frankly most annoying frustration out there. You upload a brand new short, it absolutely rockets up in views for the first hour, and then flatline, just a complete dead stop. It totally feels like a glitch, right? Or you start thinking, man, the algorithm just suddenly hates me. But as the data shows us, that sudden drop-off, it's not a glitch at all. It's actually a mathematically deliberate feature of exactly how YouTube tests content in 2026. Which brings us to part one, the explore and exploit algorithm. So here's the absolute core of how this works. YouTube isn't just blasting your video out to everyone at once, not even to all of your own subscribers. Instead, the algorithm runs a very specific test. During what they call the explore phase, it pushes your video to a small, targeted seed audience. We're talking roughly 500 to 2,000 viewers. Now, if that seed audience actually stays engaged, boom, the algorithm shifts into the exploit phase. And that's when the floodgates open to a much broader audience. But if they just swipe away, distribution stops dead in its tracks. So that super frustrating flatline we just talked about, it's not bad luck. It literally just means you failed the test with your seed audience. And honestly, this is exactly why those big vanity metrics can be totally deceptive. See, after a major update back in March 2025, anytime a short starts playing automatically, it counts as a quote-unquote view. So even passive, accidental replays will inflate that number. But here's the kicker. The algorithm couldn't care less about accidental loops. It only cares about engaged views. That means the viewer actually stuck around past the first few seconds, or they dropped a like, or maybe left a comment. Those engaged views, that is the absolutely crucial fuel that triggers that massive exploit phase. So how do we actually survive this brutal seed audience test? Let's get into part two, cracking the viral formula. All right, I want you to burn this number into your brain, 75%. According to massive data studies looking at literally thousands of channels, this is the absolute magic number. It represents your viewed versus swiped away ratio. If you want a short to break out of that tiny initial test audience and actually go viral, you need at least 75% of people to stop scrolling and choose to watch your video, rather than swiping away. It is the ultimate gatekeeper metric. If you don't hit 75, you're not going viral. Simple as that. And you know what's really fascinating about this? The data completely takes the emotion out of going viral. It really isn't about getting lucky anymore. The industry research is super clear on this. Going viral on YouTube Shorts in 2026 comes down to three specific things. You need a hook that lands in the first 2 seconds, a completion rate high enough to trigger that wider distribution, and a posting rhythm the algorithm can actually predict. It's a structural formula based entirely on attention, retention, and consistency. Okay, so let's turn this into an actual actionable strategy. Elite creators, they aren't just posting a single video and crossing their fingers. No, they're using what's called the 48-hour reflex cycle. It goes like this. Step 1, you upload 3 to 5 variants of the exact same idea, maybe tweaking the visual or the hook. Step 2, you check your retention graphs right at the 24 to 48-hour mark. And step 3, whichever variant your seed audience loved the most, you immediately expand or iterate on that specific format. By bouncing off those real-time performance insights, top creators are literally tripling their average views. Now that we've got the high-level strategy down, let's talk about the actual video itself in part 3, the 2-second editing rule. Look, the pacing of the Shorts feed is just absolutely ruthless. You have exactly 1 to 2 seconds to convince someone to stick around before they swipe away. That's it. This means you literally have to start your video mid-sentence or mid-action. You need to completely kill off those slow fade-ins, the fancy title cards, and definitely get rid of those classic, "Hey guys, welcome back to my channel" intros. If you do any of that, you have already lost the seed audience test before you've even started. So how do we hit that magical 75% retention rate? Your editing has got to be incredibly tight. First up, delay your payoff to the very end. You want to open a curiosity gap that they literally have to finish the video to resolve. Second, build a seamless audio and visual loop. Make your last sentence flow perfectly into your first one. That artificially inflates your completion rate and the algorithm loves it. Third, animate your captions. A massive chunk of your audience is scrolling on mute, so give them something to read. Fourth, brutally cut every single dead second or pause. And finally, here's kind of a fun secret, purposely plant odd or out-of-place objects in your background.
Seriously, it generates this subconscious curiosity, and people will keep watching just to figure out what that weird thing on your shelf is.
But as powerful as shorts are for reach, relying on them entirely is a pretty huge mistake. Let's pivot over to part 4, the hybrid content strategy.
I want you to start thinking of your channel like a giant funnel. Shorts, they are your top-of-funnel discovery engine. They have incredible, massive reach. But let's be honest, that audience is largely passive and pretty cold. Long-form video, on the other hand, is your bottom-of-funnel authority builder. That is where you build deep trust and actually generate high revenue. These two formats are not enemies, guys. They are absolute vital partners in this ecosystem. So what does the ideal content mix actually look like? Well, the research for 2026 points to a very clear sweet spot. We're looking at about 35% shorts and 65% long-form videos. Creators who actually balance their uploads this way are seeing up to 3 times faster subscriber growth compared to those who just stubbornly stick to one format. Basically, shorts bring in the masses, and long-form converts those masses into a fiercely loyal community.
And that brings us to the ultimate payoff. Section 5, monetizing your viewers.
All right, let's look at the cold, hard reality of the monetization requirements right now. Notice just how heavily YouTube is prioritizing actual audience growth over raw subscriber counts. For early access, which gets you those fan-funding features like super thanks, memberships, and shopping, you only need 500 subs, but you need a whopping 3 million shorts views within 90 days. And to unlock the full YouTube Partner Program for actual ad revenue sharing, you need 1,000 subs and 10 million shorts views. It is a super steep climb, which is exactly why engagement and retention are so absolutely crucial to master. And honestly, this next point is a massive reality check that proves exactly why you need that hybrid strategy we were just talking about. Just look at this revenue disparity. The RPM, the revenue per mil, or what you make per 1,000 views, for shorts is usually sitting way down around 15 cents. But for long-form video, that RPM can easily be around $5, or honestly much higher depending on your specific niche. So treating shorts as your only paycheck is a hugely flawed strategy, simply because the ad revenue pool is just split way too thinly among creators. So the million-dollar question is, how do you bridge that massive RPM gap? Well, because YouTube disables normal links in shorts to prevent spam, there is a secret weapon, the related video link. It is quite literally the only clickable link allowed in a YouTube short. And this right here is the mechanical secret to the entire funnel blueprint. You absolutely must attach your highest converting, highest RPM long-form video link to every single short you post. That is how you seamlessly funnel that massive, cold shorts audience straight into your highly profitable, bankable content. To wrap all of this up, I want to show you just how accessible this setup really is. You do not need some crazy expensive cinema camera for this. A modern smartphone, a $30 ring light, and a $50 USB mic, that's the whole shebang. That's all you need to start. For your strategy, keep your titles super punchy, around 30 to 50 characters, and absolutely pack them with curiosity-inducing language. Keep your posting cadence steady at about 3 to 5 times a week so the algorithm knows it can rely on you. And finally, use reverse repurposing. When a short goes viral, that is a literal data-backed signal telling you to turn that exact topic into a 15-minute long-form deep dive. So there you have it. You've got the mechanics, you need that 75% retention target, you've got the 2-second editing rules, and you understand the hybrid funnel strategy. The algorithm isn't some big scary mystery anymore, it's just a system, and now you know how to navigate it. So think about your content plan for tomorrow. Is your next upload going to just be an exploration that fizzles out, or are you going to use this blueprint to exploit the algorithm and finally break through? The choice is entirely yours. Now get out there and start building.